And welcome in, everybody. Welcome in to the state finals as we get you set for state championship wrestling. A very good evening, along with Roger Reed and Zach McCool. This is Jamie Vaskey. And guys, Roger, you and I this is our 8th year doing these state finals, and it never gets old. I tell you what, from the time we hear the Grand March to the final time they hand out the team trophies at the end, it's just an inspiring and just jaw-dropping experience every time.
Well, each year is a new experience. Each year we get some outstanding matches down here. We see great matches from day one to right now, the finals. You know, it's a dream of every kid in the state of Iowa to wrestle on Saturday night in the Wells Fargo Arena in front of a huge crowd. And we've got some area wrestlers here tonight that you're going to talk about in a minute. But Jamie, the emotions that we see during the course of this week are unbelievable, not only from the wrestlers, the highs and the lows, but it's from the coaches, it's from the referees, and especially from the parents that follow their kids. And in some cases, it's parents that follow their kids for 4 years, for 6 years, for 8 years, since their kids start Pee Wee wrestling. It culminates right here. We've seen actually four West Delaware Hawks that are seniors. They've taken their singlets off for the last time. And Jamie, we've seen those emotions just flow and flow and flow, and that's what wrestling's all about. You know, you compete, you want to win, but it's more than that. It's developing character, it's developing perseverance, it's developing hard work ethic, but it's accepting a win, it's accepting a defeat. It's all about life skills, and we've seen it all here this whole weekend.
Absolutely, Zach. It was 7 years ago. You took the mat here in your state championship match, taking on Logan Edgington from Indianola, winning that match 6-4, and a great experience that was. But first, talk about what it was like being out here for the Grand March and then the anticipation for your finals match.
Jamie, did you say 7 years? Holy cow, 7 years ago. That's starting to get a little bit old. You know, really the Grand March, it's great. And that's what we're going to get ready to start here. So we'll get going with the Grand March.
Absolutely, we'll come back to that. We're going to turn it over to PA man Bud Legg as he's going to announce these guys. And then we will be here for the national anthem as Korea Filgreen from West Delaware will perform our national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Iowa High School Athletic Association welcomes you to Championship Saturday of the 2014 State Wrestling Tournament. Very soon, the 336 athletes who achieved medal status this year will be entering the arena in the 45th Annual Grand March. They represent the 672 wrestlers who qualified for this year's tournament and over 8,000 participants statewide. Escorting this year's medal winners are the 25 men and women who are the scorers and timers and who are featured in this year's tournament program. They come from all over Iowa with varying degrees of service, and they perform their important roles with precision. Collectively, they bring 271 years of state tournament work to this year's championships. And now, please prepare to greet this year's medal winners in the 45th Annual Grand March, led by the 25 men and women who ensure the integrity of each match in their role as a scorer or timer in one of the largest events in our nation.
And what a sight, it never gets old, as our wrestlers come in behind this year's Grand Marshals, as Bud mentioned, the 25 scorers and timers of the tournament, all marching in a row. Behind them are the wrestlers as we get you set. As you look down there, Sam Phillips from West Delaware is carrying the 126-pound banner for his weight class. Patrick Woods from West Delaware. We have a lot of state place winners here. Weight class 106, Brock Henderson for North Lynn. And class 1A, Jared Coyle from Maquoketa Valley. From Edco, Sawyer Amling, as Sawyer finishing in 5th place today. Also in class 1A, we're going to have wrestlers coming up Tyler Hoffman, Tyler Yankovic, and Ryan Parmalee. In Class 2A, we have Patrick Woods from West Delaware, Sam Phillips from West Delaware, Cody Neighbor from Beckman, Chase Straw from Independence, Jake Voss from West Delaware, Brent Lammers from West Delaware, Kyle Fank, who we'll see tonight, and Daniel Pike from Monticello. And our 3 Bobcats, Austin Hush, Dylan Ganson, and Max Lyon. Quite a sight here as we get you set. Zach, talk about what it's like wrestling that match and completing it and knowing that you had finally achieved your goal of becoming a state wrestling champion.
You know, it all starts with this Grand March here. It's a wonderful feeling being a part of this, especially for myself, 4 years in a row. It gets your goosebumps. It still gets me goosebumps to this day, 7 years later. But getting ready for that match, waiting around. I was a 140 pounder, so you have to wait and see the other matches going on. So, you know, that match is tough. You're in a spotlight of thousands of people here. Can't get too high on your hopes. You can't get too frustrated. You can't, you know, go out there and wrestle a different match than you're used to all year. So, you know, got it for these guys that are going to wrestle here in front of us tonight. Just keep doing what they've been doing all year. They made it there for a reason, so they just got to go out there and not let the crowd, not let the emotions overcome their wrestling abilities.
Roger and I sat right up here, your state finals match. I don't believe I called any of the action as I was a little nervous, but I tell you what, we were right here, and it was a great time watching you win your title, a 6-4 decision over Logan Edgington from Indianola, and just a great experience for you. As we get you set, we're going to get a message from Iowa High School executive Rick Wolkow and Farm Bureau agent Craig Hill, as those guys, I don't think that worked out, but we're going to hear from Korea Filgreen. We saw, there it's going to work, as we had Renee Pins on the other day, or yesterday in the 3:30 session, excuse me, and she did a great job, did Renee Pins, and now we're going to, this is kind of the ultimate here, being able to sing the national anthem at the state wrestling finals.
We call it Jamie, and we call it the all-star of national anthem singers. You know, you got to send in a tape. That tape goes in front of a committee, and you're not just automatically chosen because you send a tape in. You're automatically chosen to sing on Saturday night because you're the best. You're the best on the tape, and this has been West Delaware's, I think, 3rd or 4th singer that they've had on Saturday night, and I tell you what, it's an outstanding opportunity for West Delaware to showcase their vocal music department and also to showcase the hard work that these students have put in.
And I think last year left us both speechless after those girls sang that national anthem. It was a great performance by the group of girls from West Delaware, and we get set to listen to Korea Filgreen here tonight, and she's going to do a great job. We got to hear her last Tuesday at the Class 2A Regional Duels in Manchester, and we're going to get to hear her again right now as we will send it over to the PA announcer and Korea Filgreen from West Delaware for the national anthem.
We ask that you remain standing as one people, one nation, as America's colors are presented by the Red Bull Battalion of the Des Moines Junior ROTC Central Campus. They are instructed by Lieutenant Colonel Ron Bennett. Tonight, our national anthem will be performed by Korea Filgreen, a junior at West Delaware High School. She's involved in show choir, jazz band, cross country, and speech, as well as many other extracurricular activities. She is an all-state vocalist and was a soloist in the 2012 All-State Choir. She's received multiple Division I ratings at the Iowa High School Music Association Solo Ensemble Contest and was in the quartet selected for the IHSMA Outstanding Performers Showcase. As we pause to honor America, we ask that each of you be mindful of the past and present men and women in uniform around the world whose sacrifices, many of them supreme, have helped to secure the blessings of liberty that we enjoy in our great nation. Please remain standing until the colors are retired after the anthem. With Becky Arnold to sign, our national anthem performed by our featured vocalist from West Delaware, Korea Filgren.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
What a job there. A great job by Korea Filgren, and West Delaware students do it again. Has a very impressive national anthem there by Korea Filgren. A great job by her, guys.
We knew we wouldn't be disappointed, Jamie. And again, you're picked to sing on Saturday night for a reason, and we just heard that reason right there. Outstanding job, and again, a very good representative of the Fine Arts Department of West Delaware High School, as that was certainly a beautiful rendition of our national anthem. So congratulations to Korea, and again, the West Delaware Fine Arts Department and the Filgren family. Great job here at the state wrestling tournament.
Absolutely. Well, that's going to do it for us here for now, but we will be back as we have 4 finalists for you, starting at weight class 182. In class 2A, we will have Kyle Fank from Independence. He's a senior at 49-1. He will be taking on Cash Wilkie, a senior from OA-BCIG, who's a junior at 47-1. At weight class 195 in Class 1A, we'll have Tyler Hoffman, the senior, at 44-0 from East Buchanan. He will be taking on Christopher Brinks from South Winneshiek-Kalmar, a senior at 48-3. Weight class 220 in 1A, we'll have Ryan Parmalee, the Maquoketa Valley junior, who is 51-1. He will be taking on Vinnie Harvey from St. Edmund Fort Dodge, who's a senior at 36-0. And in Class 1A, 285, Tyler Yankovic from Maquoketa Valley, a senior at 51-0, looking to remain unbeaten this season. He will take on Landon Paulson from Woodbury Central Mobile, a junior at 33-0. Those will be some great finals matches for you. We will have them right here at the conclusion of the basketball game, as West Delaware and Western Dubuque going at it in girls basketball tonight. Bill Logan and West Delaware Athletic Director Mike Morrison with the call on that one. We'll have it for you, and then we will be back for Kyle Fank's match at weight class 182. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back at probably about 8:30, 9 o'clock, I would say, Roger, before we're back at the conclusion of that basketball game. This is state wrestling coverage on Eastern Iowa Sports Station, Mix 94.7 KMCH. And good evening, everyone. We are back here at the Wells Fargo Arena. Great basketball action tonight that you've been able to listen to here on KMCH as we get you set. We've got 4 matches for you coming up here, as our first one is going to be at weight class 182, where we are going to see Kyle Fank from Independence, as he will be taking on Cash Wilkie from OA-BCIG. And what a match this is going to be, gentlemen, as we get set for our first finalist. We've had all the 170-pound matches, or through 170 pounds are done. We've seen some great matches. We just saw Alburnette's Dylan Winfield with a chance to win a team title for him. We needed a pin or a Tech fall to win. He got pinned, and Eddyville Blakesburg is going to win the Class 1A championship, as they had 4 kids in the finals, won all 4 matches tonight. And Class 3A, Bettendorf has taken over the lead from Southeast Polk, and what a great action there's been tonight.
Well, it's a typical finals night, Jamie. We've seen some upsets. We've seen some kids that have been favored to win. And, it's one of those years where, the ranked kids aren't necessarily in the finals. It's the kids that have put together great tournaments. And we're seeing some great action tonight. A lot of fun, a lot of action, a lot of good wrestling, a lot of intensity. And it's just been a fun night so far.
Well, it certainly has. Kyle Fank is set to take on Cash Wilkie. Again from OABCIG, Wilkie, a junior at 47-1, Fank a senior at 49-1. So a great matchup coming your way here. We'll have 3 more finalists after this. As next up at 195, we'll have Tyler Hoffman from East Buchanan. Then at 220, we'll have Ryan Parmalee from Maquoketa Valley. And we'll cap the night off with Tyler Yankovic from Maquoketa Valley. So 3 matches coming up. We're getting set for Kyle Fank and Cash Wilkie.
Jamie, these two have went wire to wire 1 and 2 through the whole course of the season. Wilkie at 1 and Fank at 2.
Fank's been 3-4 all year. I don't think Fank has got to 2.
Fank's not got to 2. Well, he's going to be at 2 or 1 before tonight's over. But Wilkie has been at top of the charts. There was a Joe Teague from Algona in there that Fank beat. Fank got here, wrestling some very good matches. A win, 8-2 win over Kinsinger from MOC Floyd Valley. Tech Fall over Sanchez from Grinnell. 1-0 tough match against Joe Teague from Algona. And now Cash Wilkie here in the finals. So we are underway. Contrasting body styles with these 2 wrestlers. Wilkie, very heavily built, short levers. Kyle Fank, we've been talking all year how his length, how his levers, how his grip, how his leverage has helped him beat a lot of quality individuals. He's 49-1 coming into the season with 3 wins here. He's 52-1 right now. So an outstanding tournament. There's a long single by Fank in deep. Nice down block by Wilkie. Wilkie, I know, has done a lot of wrestling in the summer, and he holds that number 1 ranking. 1:14 left to go. Fank won the all-black Independence Mustang Championship singlet with the maroon eye outlined in white on his chest. And off the edge of the mat they go on that long shot by Fank. 1:03 left to go. Cash Wilkie's going to stay in the middle of the mat, square stance. Fank's going to stay in that staggered stance, leading with that left leg. Wilkie now with the hard collar tie on Fank. Fank with the retie on Wilkie. Fank backs out. Wilkie's going to stay right in the center of the mat. He's going to make Fank circle him. 43 seconds left to go. Hand control now by Fank. Snap down by Wilkie. Wilkie backs right up to the center of the mat. Fank circling from right to left. Wilkie now with a couple of short steps and goes. And I think this is a lot of mutual respect for both guys for each other here, Zach.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of dancing around out there, just rotating in a circle here. In the inner circle, at least, they're in the middle of the mat. But there's not much shooting going on, not much offense, just a lot of dancing around.
Cash Wilkie's got a short, quick step. He flashed that just a little bit. He missed the duck under on Fank. And Fank with a reshot on the edge of the mat. Wilkie's going to back off, and here we go, back to the center. 9 seconds left to go in the first period. Goose Eggs up on the board, 0-0. This is your championship match, Class 2A, 182 pounds. Outstanding Mustang, Kyle Fank, trying to take gold back to Independence. And it's going to be his choice, and he's going to go right down. He's got the green leg bands on, so Zach, he wants to get on the board first. That's probably a pretty good choice.
Absolutely. We usually see a defer in that situation when it's your choice, but Kyle Fank wants to get on the board.
Well, Cash Wilkie with the hard, tight waist. Fank comes with a stand-up, hard, tight waist, and a chop by Wilkie. Tight waist with the right, a chop with the left. He's got that left arm of Kyle Fank underneath. Now inside wrist on the left by Wilkie. Fank's trying to roll that out. Now Fank's up to all fours. Wilkie steps over the left ankle of Kyle Fank. Here's where Kyle Fank is extremely tough right here. Good base underneath. And Wilkie now traps the right arm of Fank underneath. Fank goes to cover up position up on all fours. Wilkie's going to stay parallel. Fank with the outside stand-up. Hard chop. Tight waist again by Wilkie. 1:21 left to go. Fank working some hand control underneath. He's got the left arm cleared of Wilkie. Now Fank right back to a stand-up. Wilkie showing a lot of strength right there, driving Fank forward. Fank on the edge of the mat, might get a restart with 1:09 left to go. Wilkie slaps a half Nelson on Fank, and Fank slides himself off the edge of the mat. So here we go again, back to the center. Now if you choose down, you got to make sure you score here. It's going to be Wilkie's choice in the third. So 107, there's Fank gets set. There's Wilkie set. He's going to ride the left side. Again, an outside stand-up. I'm surprised Fank's come with that outside stand-up, Zach. Now he comes with an inside stand-up, but he left his left arm behind. That made it easy for Cash Wilkie to knock him forward. 54 seconds left to go. Wilkie hard on the ride, tight waist. He's sitting over that left ankle of Kyle Fank, and Fank now trying to work some hand control. Now an outside stand-up by Fank. Fank backs into Wilkie. Wilkie's going to try to load Fank up for some back points here, and Fank's got to belly back down.
He's got to come up. I mean, you chose down real confidently in that second period, thinking you were going to come out and get a point. You've got to come out and get an escape here.
I've been impressed with the strength of Wilkie so far, you guys. He's applying a lot of pressure on the front of Kyle Fank, and keeping the pressure going forward. Now he's got a ball and chain. He's got the left arm of Kyle Fank trapped between his legs. There's 13 seconds left, and not too many guys have rid Kyle Fank out the whole season here, Jamie.
No, I don't think so, and he's going to find himself getting ridden out that whole second period. So now he's going to have to, and Kyle Fank's tough on top. So, you know, there's nothing saying Kyle Fank can't do the same thing on top here in this third period.
Well, let's check the OABCIG coaches out, and they're going to tell their young man to take a deep breath, and he's going to go down. And Kyle Fank is just licking his chops right here, hopefully. And see if Wilkie has done his scouting report. And we'll see if Fank can go to work on the cross body ride. There's a knee slide to a stand-up by Wilkie. Fank slaps a cross body ride in. He's stepping down, his right foot still on the mat. He slaps a cross body ride in, and here comes Wilkie back. Wilkie comes back and gets set again because we got a stalemate. So here we go. 1:51 left to go. Fank now is going to go slide behind Wilkie this time, and we're going to get a caution against Fank for starting before the whistle, anticipating that whistle. And Jamie, Fank slid way back now on the hips of Cash Wilkie.
Yeah, he has, and I think he's got to come up and he's got to burst forward and stop that first move of Wilkie and try to break him down right off the bat, and then go to work on your offense on the top.
Wilkie comes right to a stand-up, and Fank throws that cross body right in. We're going to get potentially dangerous. Kyle Fank about a head taller than Cash Wilkie. 47-1 is Wilkie on the year. Fank now 52-1. Outstanding wrestlers here. There's a knee slide to a stand-up by Wilkie. Now Fanks again slides that cross body right in. He steps over the front of Wilkie, puts the legs in, wraps around the waist, and Wilkie walks him off the mat. 0-0 still, 136. And two quality wrestlers here in this Class 2A 182-pound final. Kyle Fank going to put the orange and black on and go to Wartburg and continue wrestling here. Comes a leg again by Fank. Wilkie back down to the mat. Fank sitting on his left hip. That's usually not good with a leg in, but Kyle Fank is very, very good in this position. 1:24 left to go. Probably going to get a stalemate as Wilkie has stopped moving, and Fank's holding on for dear life. Now Fank's going to try to readjust himself. Wilkie's trying to scoop the left leg of Kyle Fank, and we should get a stalemate. Yes, we do. And guys, Kyle Fank frustrating Wilkie just a little bit, and that's a good thing.
And right now he's in a situation where one turn could win this match, so he's got to go to work and be tough on top here and try to get that one turn.
Well, 1:11 left to go, and there's a stand-up by Wilkie, and he traps the right leg of Kyle Fank, and he's going to backpedal, and he's going to try to get Kyle Fank out of balance. Fank's trying to slap that cross face in, or that cross leg in. Wilkie's going to pick up a two-point reversal. Boy, oh boy, you could just kind of see that happening. Fank stepped over the top of Wilkie's left leg, and Wilkie grabbed that right leg of Fank and lifted it up, and then was very patient and set Fank back on his backside. There's a Granby roll attempt by Fank off the edge of the mat, and we're going to get a restart. 2-0, Cash Wilkie leading. Well, Jamie, sometimes they say you live by the legs and you die by the legs, and that was a good job by top-ranked Wilkie to catch that leg as it was coming in. There's a restart. Fank now underneath. He's got to get 2 back in a hurry to tie this thing up. Cash Wilkie very physical on top, Zach McCool, and it looks like the strength of Wilkie is going to be the difference here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's doing a nice job putting a lot of pressure on Kyle Fank's arms. He's leaving his long limbs out in front of him, so Wilkie's doing a nice job of getting that. So, you know, he's got to get up somehow, get his head off the mat, get going, explode. Now we're looking to try to get a switch with only 16 seconds left.
Well, you got to, bear crawl and get your hips out. Try to create some separation. Wilkie doing a good job keeping his hips tight to Fank's. Let's see if Fank can try to hit a switch on the whistle. There's a stand-up by Fank. Wilkie's latched around the waist of Fank. Let's see a standing switch here, Kyle Fank. He's working on it. Kyle Fank is working on it. He's elevated Wilkie. Let's see if he can cut the corner.
Oh, stalemate.
And we're going to get technical violation. Locked hands. There's the open door.
He's got 6 seconds to get out.
There's the open door for Kyle Fank. Penalty point on Wilkie for locking hands. 6 seconds left. I'll tell you what, there's still time. We saw some guys escape in 2 seconds here earlier today in those wrestlebacks. 6 seconds. Will Fank escape? You got to come to your feet, Kyle Fank. Fank trying to set up a Granby roll. He's going to try to Granby roll, and that's going to do it. Cash Wilkie is going to win this by a score of 2-1. You guys, I would certainly like to see a stand-up to try and tie that Zach McCool.
Yeah, like I said, we would like to see it, explosion. Instead he tried to get his feet out and away and do a Granby roll, which he tried that entire match and didn't work. So we would have liked to see Kyle Fank switch to something a little bit different right there.
Well, it's not going to happen for him, so I tell you what, he's going to finish with a very fine record of 3-1 in the tournament. He's going to be 52-2 for his senior campaign with a silver medal. And you know what, you guys, that one's going to sting a little bit. But, that's wrestling in the state tournament.
Yeah, it certainly is. And, that hurts. I tell you what, we've seen it a lot. And, unfortunately, getting that second place, especially when you don't get that opportunity as a senior to come back and try it again next year.
Well, that's going to send us to weight class 195 in our class 1A wrestlers. We're going to have a short break here, so they're going to take about 3 minutes or so and give some awards out. So we'll send it back to the station. We'll be back. Stay with us. We got Tyler Hoffman, Buccaneer fans, taking on Chris Brinks from South Winneshiek Kalmar right here. State Finals on Eastern Iowa Sports Station, Mix 94.7 KMCH.
We're back here at the state championship. Mix 94.7 KMCH. Jamie Vaskey, Roger Reed, Zach McCool back with you as we get set for 195 pounds as we've got Tyler Hoffman from East Buchanan taking on Christopher Brinks from South Winneshiek Kalmar.
And Jamie, you made the comment this Brinks is probably the tallest wrestler in the field, and looks like he needs to be on the basketball court. He is tall and lean, and he's got a lot of surface area there, a lot of space for Tyler Hoffman to get in on, and Hoffman's going to open this up with got in on a double, but Brinks showing that leverage and that length that's giving Hoffman just a little bit of trouble right now as Brinks is in a tough whizzer, and a back trip now by Hoffman. He's going to pick up 2, and he's going to take the early lead. 1:18 left to go in the first period, and Hoffman is up 2-0 on Chris Brinks from South Winneshiek Kalmar. He's had a very fine season at 48-3, and we can understand why. There's a stand-up and a split in the hands by Brinks, and Hoffman's going to shove him away. It's 2-1 now. We are 58 seconds left. We've seen these tall guys before give the shorter guys some problems, and Brinks in on a double on Hoffman. And Hoffman's got to scurry to get off the edge of the mat. I think Brinks also has the biggest feet that I think I've ever seen. I'm sorry, guys, but He's got white shoes on.
Those are special ordered.
He's got white shoes on. I'm telling you what, Tyler Hoffman's a 195 pounder, and he's no small fry. And Christopher Brinks, I'm telling you, is using that leverage, using that length on Hoffman. Hoffman's going to dive in on a double. He's going to drive Brinks over his hips, and he's going to score 2 and go up 4-1 with 11 seconds left to go in the first period. And Hoffman riding a hard, tight waist. And 1 second's going to tick away. Nice first period by the senior from East Buchanan, trying to go 45-0 on his senior campaign and take a gold medal back to Winthrop. All right, Hoffman's choice. He's going to go down. Looks like Brinks is going to ride the left side. There's the whistle, waiting for the cross body ride to come in on Brinks. Brinks goes to a tight waist. And looks like he's going to try to set up a tilt on Hoffman. Hoffman on all fours. There's a tight waist and a chop by Brinks. And he's got that long arm wrapped all the way around Tyler Hoffman. Now he's going to cut Hoffman loose. That was an awful easy escape for the senior from Winthrop East Buchanan. 5-1 now, taking command of this match. And again, Zach, I think it's the physicality right now of Hoffman that's giving Brinks some problems.
Yeah, he's very strong. Hoffman doing a nice job of taking some deep shots, powerful shots. With these guys that are a little bit taller and more lean, you like to get their feet in the air instead of letting them scoop the legs. They're like vines. They can wrap around you. They can hook your legs and dump you on back behind. So he needs to continue to take those deep shots, but also get them up in the air.
There's a throw-by attempt by Hoffman, and Brinks squared him off. 1:06 left to go, and it appears that we have some blood. It looks like it's Hoffman. Hoffman's got to go to the blood corner and get that taken care of. It looks like it's maybe a cut across his lip. And
take a look at the other matches here. Marcus Harrington from Waterloo West leading Andrew Holliday from Linn-Mar 8-4 right now. And Stephen Holloway from Mediapolis with a 1-0 lead against Carter Isley. Isley from Albia.
And back to action, a piece of cotton in Hoffman's nose now. He's ready to go back to work. He lowers his level just a little bit on Brinks, tries to shoot that long shot on Brinks, and Brinks keeps those long legs away and uses his arms to keep Hoffman at a pretty clear distance. There's a single by Brinks. He's in deep on the left leg of Hoffman. Hoffman has to go to a whizzer. And Hoffman whizzering down on Brinks. Brinks now over the top of Hoffman. Hoffman goes to a duck under. Off the edge of the mat they go for a good scramble. Good scramble by both wrestlers here. 34 seconds left to go. 5-1 is your score. Tyler Hoffman now with 30 seconds back to neutral. Brinks in that staggered stance leading with his right leg. And Hoffman in his staggered stance leading with his right leg. 19 seconds left to go in this second period. 11 seconds left to go. Good collar tie now by Hoffman, snapping the head of Brinks, trying to get Brinks out of position, moving forward, and Brinks is going to shove Hoffman. There's a nice double by Hoffman, down block by Brinks. And again, the short levers of Hoffman and the long levers of Brinks. This is a very contrasting style of match, and Brinks will choose down to start the third period. And Hoffman will ride the right side of Brinks. Brinks is going to go to a short sit. Brinks will go to a short sit. And Hoffman's going to drop in on a double. Brinks is going to drape himself over the top of Hoffman. Hoffman's going to cut through the legs of Brinks. Brinks wrapped around the waist of Hoffman. Hoffman trying to elevate Brinks. Hoffman trying to split the legs of Brinks. We're probably going to get a stalemate here as Brinks is latched around the waist and through the legs.
Roger, that's a whole nother body on those legs that he's got on him. Those things are huge.
Well, they certainly are, and you can see Tyler Hoffman is feeling a little bit of the frustration right there. Again, Brinks not letting him penetrate that to get in close, and those long arms have paid dividends here for Chris Brinks, and we can certainly see why he's won 48 matches through the course of the year. using those levers. Got an interesting match on mat number in the 3A match. We got Holiday from Linmar and Marcus Harrington from West. That match is 9-5, and Holiday had Harrington going to his back with a chicken wing as the second period ran out. And right now Holiday's pushing the tempo here on Harrington, Zach, so interesting match going on. There's a throw-by attempt by Hoffman, and Hoffman steps inside the right leg or the left leg of Chris Brinks. Now he goes around the head and under the arm, and he's going to slip Brinks off. It should be a 2-point takedown for Hoffman. It is. He's up 5-2 now with 1 minute and 3 seconds left to go in this period, in this match. 55 seconds left in this match. Tyler Hoffman up now up by 5 points at 7-2. And Brinks back up to a stand-up. Brinks is going to cut in on the legs of Hoffman. He's going to bear hug Hoffman and take him down to the mat. Hoffman's got to roll off. Hoffman's got to roll off the mat. Boy, that was close. Brinks came right in on a bear hug on Hoffman and back tripped him. Hoffman went down to his back and had to roll through and get off the edge of the mat. Well, Tyler Hoffman's got to keep wrestling. We talked about sitting on the lead, Zach. 33 seconds, that's not a time to shut down if you're Tyler Hoffman.
No, it's not. He's got to keep moving, get out here and make sure he circles. Also, you know, he's got long arms, so he can't let him get to his legs.
And that's a 1-point escape now by Hoffman, but I'll tell you what, Brinks has no sense of urgency here. Hoffman's in on a double. There's a pancake attempt. That's what he was waiting for. Brinks was waiting for that shot by Hoffman. Hoffman doesn't need to take a shot right now. And that's exactly what these Buchanan coaches are saying right there. Hey, you haven't been warned for stalling. You got 10 seconds. You don't need to shoot and get pancaked to your back. A 5-point move is going to beat you. There's a headlock attempt by Brinks. And Hoffman plays the turtle there and ducks out of it, and that's going to be an 8-4 win. Tyler Hoffman will be your 1A state champ with an 8-4 win over Chris Brinks from Southwind Kalmar. So Tyler Hoffman will be our first area state champ. So Jamie got the job done. He went wire to wire. Number one, he's going to finish at 45-0.
Great job there by Tyler Hoffman. It is just a way to cap off that perfect season.
We talked about how hard it is to go undefeated here and to go wire to wire against a very tough schedule. Tyler Hoffman did it. He started the tournament out with a 2:35 fall over Tyler Larson from National Plainfield. Then he followed that with a 3:09 fall over Matt Montgomery from Lisbon. Then he ran into a very good Trey Sander from Exira Elkhorn Kimballton, who was 44-2 coming in. Hoffman won that match 10-4. And then against a very unorthodox, I would say, Zach McCool, unorthodox Chris Brink from South Winneshiek Kalmar, and Tyler Hoffman using his strength to get by 8-4, and he's going to claim the gold medal.
Yeah, very nice job by him. You know, great season. Very hard with that target on your back the entire year to finish that with obviously no losses, but also ultimately a state champion.
Well, it's got to be a super feeling there. He finished third last year, and he's going to move up 2 steps on the podium, Jamie, and that's what you're after right now this time of season.
Yeah, it certainly is, and Tyler Hoffman did everything he set out to do there, and a great job.
Well, let's take another short break. They're passing out some awards to the 182-pounders. We've got Ryan Parmley coming up, and this is going to be a very fun match to watch, taking on Vinnie Harvey from St. Edmund Fort Dodge. These two met each other last year a couple of times, and they were wild and crazy matches. So we'll catch our breath. We'll take a short time out. We'll be back with Ryan Parmley. Sit tight. You won't want to miss this one on Eastern Iowa Sports Station, Mix 94.7 KMCH.
Yes, you are listening to state wrestling coverage, and you will be listening to Ryan Parmley as he's taking on Vinnie Harvey here at weight class 220. Harvey from St. Edmund Fort Dodge, a senior at 36-0. Parmley, a junior at 51-1.
So, guys, Parmley definitely has a size advantage on Vinnie Harvey. Vinnie not very big at all. These two wrestled twice at the state meet last year. Parmley winning both of them. Crazy matches, both of them. Harvey was way ahead in one of them, and Parmley threw him to his back for the fall to win. And then they met again, and Parmley winning a close match. So these two know each other quite well. Harvey is the senior, again, as Jamie said, 36-0. Parmley, the top-ranked or the second-ranked These two have flip-flopped rankings through the course of the year, Parmalee and Vinnie Harvey. There's a double leg by Vinnie Harvey in on Parmalee. Parmalee uses those big hips to block him down, and it's going to take somebody pretty quick and pretty strong to be able to get Parmalee up off the mat. 1:10 left to go. Hard collar tie by Harvey, retied by Parmalee. And listening to Ryan Parmalee this morning on the coaches show, he said he's going to get in here and get after it, and we'll see if he follows that strategy here and make Harvey wrestle his style. Harvey working the head of Parmalee, and Parmalee in that square stance. Now Harvey trying to tie up. See if he learned his lesson, Jamie, in 365 days, not to tie up with Parmalee. Parmalee's going to sweep single on Harvey, showing a little quickness there. Scrambled by Harvey as he drapes himself over the top of Parmalee, goes over the back through the legs, and he's locked up. Parmalee's going to elevate Harvey, showing some strength. Harvey showing some scramble ability there. Parmalee now trying to get in between the legs of Harvey. He's got Harvey sitting on his backside. It's going to be a 2-point takedown and maybe more. That's a nice job, a nice takedown by the junior from Maquoketa Valley. Comes a cross body ride by Parmalee, and Harvey comes to a stand-up, and we're going to get potentially dangerous. And 12 seconds left to go in this first period. Parmalee up 2-0 and looking pretty good. There's a quick stand-up by Harvey, front trip by Parmalee, now switch by Harvey. Parmalee was still with the tight waist on Harvey. Harvey back to his feet. Harvey's going to turn and face Parmalee. Parmalee's going to grab him, shove him off the edge of the mat. No change of position. First period over. Good first period there for the junior, Jamie.
Yeah, it certainly was, and that's what he needs. You know, he needs to come out here and wrestle a smart match. You know, even though we know Parmalee's a good thrower, you don't really want to lock up in a situation if you don't have to.
And Harvey's going to choose down and short sit out, turn and stand up, and Parmalee's going to shove him free. And tell you what, for as big as Ryan Parmalee is, he's very explosive, very quick. He was a member of that state qualifying 4x100 meter relay of Maquoketa Valley's last track season, so he can put the pedal to the metal when he needs to. And we'll see if we see another burst of that speed and that quickness. 1:36 left to go, 2-1 lead now. Harvey now working a collar tie back on Parmalee. Looks like just Parmalee measuring Harvey. Harvey in on a deep shot. Parmalee with a down block. Harvey now trying to get through the legs of Parmalee. He's going to try to cut through, scramble position. Parmalee hanging on to the left ankle of Harvey. Harvey might come out of here with a 2-point takedown. Parmalee still latched on to the right leg. Harvey trying to sit through and step through the legs of Parmalee, and he's going to hook a leg, and he's going to pick up a 2-point takedown. So the senior from St. Edmund Fort Dodge has taken the lead now 3-2, and he tried to put a cross body ride in on Parmalee, and Parmalee pulled the leg out. Now a hard tight waist by Harvey. Harvey now floating on Parmalee. Parmalee trying to work some hand control. Now an inside stand up by Parmalee. Harvey around the waist of Parmalee. Harvey trying to lift him up, and Parmalee blocks, and there's a front trip. There's a front trip by Harvey. Parmalee tries to roll, and off the edge of the mat they go. It's 3-2, 38 seconds. So nice shot there by Harvey. I think it kind of caught Parmalee by surprise, Zach.
Yeah, he wasn't able to sink his hips and get to the front headlock. He got lifted up in the air with Harvey in between his legs. So
there's a 1-point escape by Parmalee. Now we're tied up at 3-3, and it just seems to me like if Ryan Parmalee would get going here, you guys, I think it just feels like he could score when he wants to, but he just hasn't pushed the tempo at all, and Harvey's kind of dictating the speed of this match right now. 20 seconds left, 3-3 up on the board, second period. I believe it's going to be Parmalee's choice to start the third, as he's got the green leg bands on. Vinnie Harvey has the red leg bands on. 5 seconds left to go. Harvey with the collar tie on Parmalee, shoving Parmalee off the edge of the mat, and we're going to go to the third period, and it's going to be Parmalee's choice. And Parmalee's got to take a timeout here. Parmalee's got to take injury timeout. I'm not sure why. He's got to catch his breath, and I'm not sure what happened there. Coach Andrews is going to come out and ask him some questions, so we'll see what happens. I didn't see him get hit in the head or headbutt or anything. He's going to get a drink of water he's got to take some injury time. And Coach Andrews out there and Coach Beatty out there asking him some questions. We got the trainers from Iowa State and the doctor out there. And he just looked pretty dizzy after that last flurry. And I'm not sure if he needed to catch a win there, Zach, or if he just got dizzy.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened there. I never saw any headbutt or anything like that.
Well, he's going to choose down. He's in good position right here, and he comes to his feet. Harvey's going to cut him loose. Now he takes the lead 4-3. Now you got to keep pushing the tempo here. You're up by 1. Harvey's on the stalk. There's a long shot by Parmley, a front headlock by Harvey. Parmley's going to square him off here. Harvey's going to snap him down and try to cut the corner here. 1:33 left to go. We might get a stalemate. Harvey now wrapped around. Harvey trying to windmill out of it, and Parmley's going to short drag. Harvey's going to square him off, and they're back to neutral. 1:22 left to go here in this match with Parmley up 4-3. Parmley trying to become Maquoketa Valley's first ever state champion. They've had 2 runners up in Dan Foley and Dan Bites, and nobody crossing the line there to get that gold. Ryan Parmley trying to be the first, and off the edge of the mat. Off the edge of the mat they go, and Parmley a great opportunity to score there, and Harvey did a nice job blocking him off there. 58 seconds left. Harvey now trying to work some hand control. Parmley trying to measure Harvey. Harvey going to tie up on Parmley. 51 seconds left to go. Vinny Harvey, the undefeated senior from St. Edmund Fort Dodge, and again, both wrestlers not doing anything right now. Harvey not sensing any urgency, and Parmley's up by 1. So, Zach, you don't need to, if Harvey wants to slow the tempo down, let him slow it down.
Yeah, Harvey hasn't been doing much this entire match here, and Parmley's the one keep taking shots here and putting himself in a chance of, putting Harvey in good positions. So we'd like to see Parmley just slow down the pace, not shoot himself out of this match.
Well, you got to tie up wrists if you're Ryan Parmley. 22 seconds left. Vinny Harvey in on a duck under on Parmley. Parmley on a redrag. Harvey using some quickness trying to get the corner on Parmley. Parmley's hanging on to that leg of Vinny Harvey. Harvey with 12 seconds left to go, trying a hard whizzer on Parmley. And we're going off the edge of the mat. Off the edge of the mat we go. 9 seconds left to go. Parmley's got to back up. Parmley's got to move. He hasn't been called for warning. Parmley's got to run, and he's running right now. They're stalling. Harvey in on a shot. I don't think you need to run that much.
No, just circle. Circle.
Just get your hands out there and circle.
Circle.
So here we go. 3-2-1. Harvey in on a shot. Ryan Parmley's going to do it. Wildcat fans. Parmley's going to win this 4-3, and he's going to be Maquoketa Valley's first ever state champ. A 4-3 win over previously undefeated Vinny Harvey, and Parmley again takes the series 3-0 now. He's got a 3-0 career record against Harvey. That wasn't a pretty win by any means, but you know what, Zach? Nobody will ever know. A win's a win here. That's on the podium. That's a gold medal, and he just made history.
Yeah, absolutely. Did a very nice job. That entire match did what he had to do to get that gold medal. A win's a win. First one in Maquoketa Valley history. I wouldn't mind putting that up on his,
Put that on your resume,
yeah, exactly.
And you know what? You're going to get your picture posted there at the Wildcat right there in the hallway and the Hall of Fame. And congratulations. Jamie, you talked about Ryan Parmley not getting over the hump the last couple years in the semifinal round match. He got over the hump this year, and then he found a way to win the match in the final.
He did, and that's what he needed to do. Come out here and wrestle his match. Like you said, it wasn't pretty, but he got the job done, and he's a state champ.
Well, we've got one more match coming up. They're running this through very nicely, and we really appreciate that. We started about 3 hours ago. We're going to move up to weight class 285, but they're going to hand out some awards to the 195-pounders right now. So we'll take another short breather, and we'll be back with Tyler Yankovic, and this is going to be a fun match again at 285. Tyler Yankovic, the second Wildcat to take the mat here, taking on Landon Paulson from Woodbury Central, Mobile, who's 33-0. So stay with us. You won't want to miss this one either. You're listening to Hold by Hold action from the state tournament right here from the Well on 94.7 KMCH.
Iowa High School Class 1A state champ at 195 pounds.
And we're back here in Wells Fargo Arena. as we get set for the heavyweight matches, as our final match of the night will feature Tyler Yankovic from Maquoketa Valley, as he will be taking on Landon Paulson from Woodbury Central Mobile. Paulson comes in here, he is a junior at 33-0. Yankovic comes here, he's a senior at 51-0. This will be a great match.
Now you got two undefeated guys, and you talk about contrasting body styles one more time. You got the short, compact, very muscular Tyler Yankovic taking on Landon Paulson. I had an opportunity to talk with him this morning, or yesterday, actually it was yesterday, and I'll tell you what, all of 6'5", maybe 6'6", and Tyler Yankovic, he's really going to have to, he's done such a good job this whole tournament of making guys carry his weight on their head, and I'll tell you what, he's really going to have to reach to get to the head of Paulson. 135, we are underway, and this is the final, weight class 285, the final match of the 2014 state tournament. Yankovic trying to join teammate Ryan Parmley. They could do a double right here, two state champs. Yankovic has come through here winning some close matches. His first match over Cody Thompson from Grettinger-Terrell, 4-1. Then a very, very fun match to watch in overtime over Joe Ricker, 3-1. And then a hard-fought 2-1 win over previously unbeaten Riley Howell from Wapello. So Yankovic has found a way to beat the best here, and he certainly has climbed the ladder. Now there's an underhook. There's a throw by Yankovic on Paulson, and off the edge of the mat. Off the edge of the mat they go and go into neutral. So Paulson gets up and shakes that head just a little bit. Paulson's very quick for as big as he is, and he's got good 2 or 3 very quick steps, but I'm telling you what, Tyler Yankovic is very quick also. 37 seconds left, and Paulson's going to lock up with Yankovic. I'm not sure he wants to do that. I think Yankovic could launch Paulson if he, I think he can create some pressure here, Zach.
That's exactly what he needs to do. If he's going to work on those throws, is get a lot of pressure, and that's what you're seeing right now is a lot of movement, a lot of pressure forward right now on Yankovic.
Well, he's made everybody that he's wrestled carry his weight and applying a lot of forward pressure, and that's where his strength is. 7 seconds left to go in the first period. Paulson with the collar tie on Yankovic, a retie, now an underhook by Paulson, and off the edge of the mat they go as time expires here in this period. So we're going to go down. Paulson's choice. He's got the red leg bands on, all white uniform with the blue WC outlined in gold.
Roger, take a look at all these scoreboards. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 going into the second period.
Yeah, no points here in the heavyweight matches first period. There's a nice tight waist chop by Yankovic. Yankovic showing a little moxie here, showing some strength as he's got Paulson belly down on the center of the mat with a hard tight waist, driving Paulson forward. And Paulson now to his feet. Paulson's going to split the hands of Yankovic, and he's going to score the first point of this match, 1-0. So Yankovic has some work left to do here.
Now take a look at the scoreboards. They're all 1-0.
And they're all on the red side. All the Reds are ahead 1-0 in every match.
And they're all at 124.
What are the odds of that happening?
Wow.
They're all within a second of each other. Take a picture of that. You got to take a picture of that, Jamie. That is unbelievable. 1:09 left to go in this first period, or second period. Paulson up now on Yankovic, 1-0. And now Paulson coming back with an underhook on Yankovic. I think if Yankovic, if he takes a couple of quick steps here, Zach, I think he could drop in and take that snatch single on the left side of Paulson. We'll see if he can manage and set that up. A throw by attempt by Paulson. There's Yankovic with the double. There's Yankovic with the throw on Paulson. And Paulson sags on Yankovic. Yankovic feeling a little pressure. Now Yankovic with an overhook on Paulson's left. There's Paulson elevating that underhook. He's got an underhook on Yankovic. And Yankovic with an overhook on Paulson. Yankovic's head in great position, blocking Paulson off. 25 seconds left to go. It's going to be Yankovic's choice to start this third period. Here comes Paulson right back with an underhook on the right side of Tyler Yankovic. Yankovic with a snap down to Paulson. Jankovic, I don't believe he's going to take a shot underneath the much bigger Paulson. Paulson doing a good job. There's a fake shot there by Jankovic, and our time's going to end. Second period's over. It's going to be Jankovic's choice. He's going to choose down. So I'm telling you what, interesting match here. Jankovic down 1-0, Paulson up 1-0. Paulson looks a little bit winded. We'll see if he can go this last 2 minutes with Jankovic. There's a tripod stand-up by Jankovic. He's going to get to his feet. Paulson's going to try to lift up that single. Jankovic steps down on it. It's now tied up 1-1 with 1:50. 1:50 to go here. 1:43 and counting. And Paulson going right back to work with that hard collar tie on Jankovic. Paulson now with an underhook back on the right side of Jankovic. Jankovic blocking off Paulson with his head. Jankovic making Paulson carry his weight now on that left arm. Paulson trying to elevate Jankovic and attack that right side, but the big guy from Maquoketa Valley is giving Paulson a shove off the edge of the mat. Tell you what, two outstanding athletes here in Class 1A. There's two outstanding athletes in 3A, and there's two outstanding athletes in 2A. All big guys, and they're getting the job done here. And we all got ones on the board now. 1-1, 117 in 3A, 1-1, 111 in 2A, 1-1, 112.
Careful.
There's Paulson going back to work on Jankovic. There's Jankovic trying to throw on Paulson off the edge of the mat. That was thrower being thrown right there. Paulson tried to throw Jankovic, and Jankovic coming back with a throw on Paulson. Paulson landing hard on the outside edge of the mat. 54 seconds left to go. 54 seconds left to go in this match. 47 seconds now and counting. Jankovic going right back to the work on the head of Paulson. Paulson coming right back on that underhook. Jankovic's done a nice job fighting that underhook off, and I'm telling you what, an explosion here by Jankovic, Zach. I think he would set Paulson on his backside for the win.
They didn't give any points down here?
They did not give a 2-point takedown there. There's Paulson now trying to load up Jankovic again, using that leverage. 10 seconds left. 10 seconds left in the match. Jankovic in on a shot on Paulson. 4 seconds left. And we're going to overtime. Who'd have thunk that? Exciting match in Class 3A. Caleb Stack over Marlin from Southeast Polk. And I think that gave the title to Bettendorf.
No, that was...
That didn't?
Well, that's
the team
Waverly.
title.
Oh.
I think that gave the team title to Bettendorf. I think Southeast Polk needed to win that match. 54 seconds now into overtime. 1-1 up on the board. We got overtime on the 2A mat with Mario Pena and Tyler that's Lutney, I think. Putney, thank you. 40 seconds left. 36 seconds left here. I'm telling you what, I think Jankovic's applying a lot of pressure to Paulson. Paulson back on his heels right now. Jankovic not wanting to shoot himself out of this match, but I'm telling you what, Paulson now trying to get on top of Jankovic. Jankovic still working the head and the neck of Landon Paulson. Jankovic's shoulders have got to be burning right now. There's a long shot by Jankovic. He's in deep. There's a 2-point takedown. Not yet. Back trip by Paulson. Paulson's going to roll through. Scramble. What a scramble we got here. Tyler Jankovic's going to win. He's got 2.
This is going to come down and depend on whether or not there was time.
There might not have been time. Time might not. Time. We'll see if time was out.
They're going to give it to him.
They're going to give it to him. Paulson with the scramble. Jankovic took a long shot. A 3-1 win in overtime. Jankovic took a long shot. Paulson did a scramble trying to get behind Jankovic and didn't cover him up. And Jankovic, that left the door open for Jankovic. And I'll tell you what, he showed some quickness. That's the quickness there. The big guy got himself back on top. And I'll tell you what a scramble. That was about 10 seconds left to go in the match. Tyler Jankovic's going to win that match 3-1 in overtime. And he's going to go wire to wire undefeated. He went from being ranked 5th in the state, I think, in the last rankings to being the top ranked, to being the state champion right here. And he's going to join teammate Ryan Parmalee as a Maquoketa Valley. They go.
That would have tied the team score if Southeast Polk would have beat Stack.
So unbelievable. But anyway, Yankovic, 48-52-0. He runs the table here at the state meet. He will finish undefeated, and 4-1 win, a 3-1 win in overtime in his second match over Ricker from Mount Ayr, a 2-1 win over Riley Howe from Wapello, who was previously ranked number 1, and a 3-1 win over Paulson, who was ranked number 2. Yankovic deserves the gold medal, wrestled his heart out right there, and I'm telling you what a win. What a win for Yankovic. Well, guys, that is it. Jamie?
That's it. That was an exciting state tournament. That's for darn sure.
Well, a lot of times you don't see those heavyweight matches come down to that. And we had a barn burner in 3A. You got a barn burner in 2A and 1A. Now you got a barn burner in 2A. It's tied up 2-2, and you're going to period number 7.
Well, let's take a short break. We'll come back and wrap this thing up for the whole tournament, and we will send you on your way here on this Saturday night. Right after this, you're listening to State Tournament Wrestling on Mix 94.7 KMCH. And welcome back in to the State Wrestling Tournament. It is in the books, and what a weekend it was. I know Roger's got some stats over there that is going to be pretty remarkable, but let's recap tonight. As we started at weight class 182, Kyle Fank from Independence losing 2-1 to Cash Wilkie from OABCIG. A great career for Kyle Fank at Independence. Comes to an end to a very good Cash Wilkie, but you can't fault Kyle Fank. He wrestled his heart out all season long. Last year he didn't make the state tournament. He was expected to, and he comes out here today. And this whole tournament, all season, he just improved from that point last year and got himself into the state finals.
Well, that's right, and Jamie, that's the goal. You know, you put that on your goal sheet, and then you map out the map. You put a map together, a plan together on how you're going to get from point A to point B. Point B being the state finals, and Kyle Fank did an amazing job, as did some of our other area wrestlers here to get to this point.
At 195, Tyler Hoffman from East Buchanan caps off a perfect senior season, 45-0, as he wins 8-4 over Christopher Brinks from South Winnesheek Kalmar. Hoffman dominated from start to finish.
Well, you're exactly right, and that was his goal. You know, he got challenged a little bit in that finals match, wrestling a very unorthodox Brinks from South Wind. But you know, his strength prevailed, his discipline, his just his technique, and his fundamental style of wrestling and getting after it.
And one thing we know, Brinks will go down as the wrestler who has the biggest feet Roger has ever seen. As weight class 220, weight class 220, Ryan Parmalee from Maquoketa Valley becomes Maquoketa Valley's first state wrestling champion in school history with a 4-3 win over Vinnie Harvey from St. Edmund Fort Dodge. Parmalee has wrestled Harvey 4 times now, and he has won every one of them. And what an outstanding match and tournament from Ryan Parmalee. He got past that semifinal point that has nipped him the last couple years, but he gets through it and gets a state title.
Well, that's what it takes, you know. Again, that's you get over that hump, and then you can just wrestle, and you know, that was the point. You get through that hump, you get through that semifinals, then you turn it on and you shoot for that gold medal. And we knew that was going to be a good match with he and Vinnie Harvey in that finals, and it was a good match. It came down to the last seconds of the match, and Parmalee holding off Harvey for that 4-3 win, and he made history tonight.
And speaking of coming down to the last minute, it took overtime. But Tyler Yankovic from Maquoketa Valley becomes Maquoketa Valley's second state champion in school history with a 3-1 overtime win over very good Landon Paulson from Woodbury Central. That'll probably be the last time we see Landon Paulson down here at the state tournament. Again, Roger talked to him the other day and said him and his twin brother, both heavyweights, both undefeated. One of them got to wrestle in the duels. The other one got to qualify for the state meet, and probably going to switch that around next year as they're twins and they're juniors. What a great story that is. But Yankovic with a 3-1 win over Paulson to take home that state title, and what a match that was.
Well, Yankovic knows how to win close matches, and Jamie, this looking at Yankovic's line in this state meet, he won 4 matches, but in each one of those matches, 3, 4, 5, 8, he scored 12 points total. Tyler Yankovic scored 12 points in those 4 matches. That's averaging 3 points a match, and he ended up winning the state title doing that.
That's all it takes, right? And you've got some fun facts for us as we get ready to close this thing off for tonight.
Well, I always like to look at our line and look at some facts. We're going to start with our Jamie and I. We talked about how tough the Walmack Conference is, and for a wrestling school, the Walmack Conference qualified 35 wrestlers to the state tournament. And out of those 35 wrestlers, there were 17 medalists. 17, almost 50% of those qualifiers are going to walk home here with a medal. There were 5 wrestlers in the finals, and the Walmack's going to crown 3 champs. Rathbun at 113, Evans at 220 from Solon, and Trey Ryan from Mount Vernon at 170. So the Walmack takes 3 state champions out of those 35 qualifiers. This week we covered 31 area wrestlers. We had 19 medal winners, Jamie, so that's over 50%. Out of those 19 medal winners, we had 1 8th place finish, we had 2 7ths, 1 6th, 2 5ths, 5 4th place finishes, 3 3rd place finishes, 1 runner-up, and 4 champions. And well, I put Carter Happel in there because we covered him because we had some people. So because we covered him, we didn't do his match as whole, but we certainly kept track of him the whole tournament. So I added that into our total. We covered 42 matches on Wednesday of the state duels. We covered 121 from Thursday to now. That made for a total match count of 163 matches that we broadcast live hold by hold. So a busy week, a fun week, and you know what? The way those last heavyweight matches are, that just put an exclamation point on the state tournament and on our season.
It really did. It makes for you. You're going to have a fun week teaching. No voice, you should be good, but always a great time down here as we get ready to sign off. Zach McCool, former West Delaware State champion, you've been through it. You placed all 4 years down here at the state tournament, and to be able to come back and see this and watch it and be a part of it and cover all these kids and know what they've gone through and know what they're going through during the tournament. We certainly appreciate having your insight as far as the tournament and what kids need to do in order to get on that top step on Saturday night.
Yeah, Jamie, after I graduated my senior year, I was unable to come to the state wrestling meet due to playing baseball at Iowa for 4 years, so I was never able to get here because we were always traveling. Now, the last 2 years I was able to attend, able to be up in the booth with you guys, see a whole lot of different things. What you guys do, what these wrestlers do, great views, be able to get down on the mat this year and also in the tunnel. It's just a whole different atmosphere when you're actually not in it, but you see the whole other side of things. It's great to see this, great to see the emotions from kids that win. A little hard to see the guys that lose, but at the same time, it's been a great time. Went by really quick. I enjoyed it. Thank you guys for letting me join you guys, and once again, thank you to KMCH for allowing me to be here.
And Roger, like we mentioned earlier, this is our 8th season together as we started together the year Zach took his state title, and I tell you what, it's been fun. Another great season. Great job to you, and I look forward to next year.
Well, it's going to be another good year, and Jamie, 365 days from right now, we'll be right back in this place, and a short 8 months from now, we'll be at that double duel with Waverly Shell Rock and Waterloo West, and we're going to start it all over. But each year, the wrestling seems to get just a little bit better. We've had some great matches, been a part of some great events this year, and what I enjoy most about this, not only working with you and all you do, but seeing just the emotion, getting to know the kids that we cover, watching them compete, watching them get better, getting to know some of the parents and getting to know the coaches of the wrestlers that we cover, and just seeing great wrestling through the course of our broadcasting. So great job to you on the facts, the technology. Without your expertise here, I tell you what, we wouldn't be able to do what we do, and we appreciate that so much. I appreciate all you do there. And then Zach, thanks for joining us. Your expertise here has been a lot of fun, and I've enjoyed the broadcast with you.
Well, hey, let me tell you, that we are going to have all of our action that we have covered this week. It will be on YouTube as we will upload that throughout the next week. There's a lot of matches to put on there, so be patient. I'll get them on there as soon as we can. Again, that's going to be on YouTube. Under search KMCH Radio, click on the KMCH Radio link, and all the action will be on there. So if you want to follow and listen to your favorite wrestlers' matches throughout the state tournament, they'll be on YouTube and be able to follow them. In the next week or two, we'll get them up there as there's a lot going on there. And I tell you what, we appreciate bringing you this action, and we do it because we love it. That's definitely for sure. We love watching these kids wrestle, and once again, those matches will be up on YouTube in the next week for all the sessions that we have covered. Want to thank everybody at KMCH that has kept us running all season long, all the board ops. I don't want to forget anybody, so you'll have to help me out. We had Abby Becker, Dennis Robertson, Darby Washington, Paul Glazer got with us this year. We appreciate him. Megan Offerman throughout at the start of the season. This week, John Swisher, Janelle Tucker, Rob Edwards, Mike Johnson running the boards for us. The sales staff at KMCH, Sarah Meyer, Tina Shover, Rhonda Menson, and of course the bosses that allow us to do what we get to do on a yearly basis, cover wrestling in Eastern Iowa. Jackie Coates, the station manager, and then of course Jim Koloff, station owner, and we certainly appreciate them allowing us to do what we can do. Another season is in the books. We want to thank the sponsors of KMCH Wrestling and our extra tournament sponsors. Without them, we also wouldn't be able to do what we do down here and get this great view for the state wrestling. And of course, thank you, the listeners, as we enjoy bringing you this action. If you can't be in the state tournament or throughout the entire season, we enjoy being with you if you can't be at the event. For my partners, Roger Reed and Zach McCool, this is Jamie Vaskey signing off one final time here from the Wells Fargo Arena. And don't forget, when you tune us in, we're going to turn you on to the best wrestling in Eastern Iowa right here on Eastern Iowa Sports Station, Mix 94.7 KMCH. Good night, everybody.